Hello everyone, in this video we shall understand Python list and how to work with them. List is one of the popular data structures in Python. It is basically a collection of certain items. The items are separated by comma and the list is enclosed in between square brackets. Example, let's declare a list of strings. List of strings equals, and in between the square brackets we shall write cat, dog, cow separated by commas. Also remember that strings must be enclosed in between single or double quotes. Let's print this list, and this is how the output looks. Next, let's declare a list of numbers. List of numbers equal to 2, 4, 8, 9, 10 and 22. Let's print this. We can also have a list of lists. In this example we have 4 lists inside the main list. The fourth list again has 2 lists inside it. Let's print our list and check its value. So we can see that the list has 4 lists inside it. And yes, list can also have mixed items like string, integer, float, list, etc., which we can see in this example. List of mixed items equal to hello 23 4.0, which is a floating number, and then we have a list hi and 12, and then we have a string abc. We shall see some of the methods to create list. Empty list. An empty list can be created by just specifying open square brackets followed by a closed one. Let's create a string list of strings. List of strings equal to Python is and awesome. Let's print this. Let's see a list of numbers. List of numbers equal to 1, 2, 5 and 35. Now let's create a list of numbers using list comprehension or using the for loop. List of num equal to I for I in range 0, 10. Here range 0, 10 gives numbers from 0 to 10. The statement I for I in basically tells to select each item I in the range 0, 10. There is an easier way to do this. List of num equal to list of range of 10. Basically we are converting the range values to list. Let's look at another example of creating even numbers less than 10 using list comprehension. In this case we will just add a step 2 in the range which skips the odd numbers, since we mentioned 0 as the starting number. So we can observe our list has values 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. And yes, the same thing can also be achieved with below code. List of num2 equal to list of range of 0, 10, 2. Let's print this. So yeah, we have the same results. Creating list from comma separated strings. Let's create a string with comma separated words. To add each word in this string to a list, we can use dot split method and pass comma as the delimiter. Let's print the list. So we can see that each word is added into a list. Next we will see how to put all characters in a string to list. Let's declare a string str2 equal to hello. So to put each letter in this word to a list, we need to simply write list of str2. Let's print this. Print str2 list. So we can see that each letter in the string is made as a list item. Let's try the same thing with integers. The thing which we tried with strings will not work here. The trick is to convert the integer to string temporarily and then convert each string digit back to int and putting it into the list. Next we will convert the dictionary key or value to list. Let's declare a dictionary with key and value pairs. ABCD are the keys and 1, 2, 3, 4 are their respective values. Let's print the dictionary. First, let's add all the keys in the dictionary to a list. To do this, we simply have to write key list equal to list of mydict dot keys. So we can observe that the keys ABCD are added to the list key list. Similarly, to add all the values to a list, we simply have to write value list equals list of mydict dot values. So this will basically add all the values of our dictionary 1, 2, 3, 4 to the list. Let's now look at the popular built-in functions for lists in Python. List.append method is used to append a single element at the end of the list. Let's declare a list with 3 items: cat, cow and dog. Let us append an item to our list using the append method. list1.append goat. So we need to pass the item in between the round brackets. Let's print it. Now let's add another item, which is a number. list1.append 125. Print list1. So we can observe that the number 125 is appended at the end. Let's try to append a list of 2 items, parrot and penguin, and see what happens. So you can observe that 2 items were added as a single element as a list. So if you wanted all the list items to be appended separately, the next function which we are going to discuss will help you with that. List.extend method is used to append each element of one list to another list. Let's create a list2 equal to penguin, parrot and crane. Let's create another list3 equal to sparrow and goose. We shall use list.extend method to append each element in list3 to list2. Let's print list2 and we can observe that each element of list3 is added as a separate element or a separate item in list2. Next, let's look at list.insert method, which is used to insert an item at a particular location. Let's declare a list2 equal to penguin, parrot, crane, sparrow and goose. Let's say we want to insert owl in the 3rd position or 2nd index. Since index in Python starts with 0, we can use list.insert method, which takes 2 arguments. First one is the index where you want to insert, and the second one is the value of the item which you want to insert. Let's say we want to insert duck after sparrow. In order to do this, we need to get the index of sparrow. List.index method can be used to fetch the index of an item in the list. So let's use it. Sparrow index equal to list2.index of sparrow. We can see that index of sparrow is 4. So in order to insert duck after sparrow, we need to insert it in the 5th index, which is nothing but 1 index more than sparrow. So let's write list2.insert sparrow index +1, duck. Next, we shall see list.remove method, which removes an element from the list. Let's create a list2 equal to penguin, parrot, owl and crane. Let's use list.remove method and remove parrot from the list. So we can see that parrot has been removed from our list. The list.pop method removes and returns us the element from the list. Let's create a list2 equal to penguin, parrot, owl and crane. The list.pop method without any argument passed will return us the last item from the list. So if we print the popped item, we can see that it's the last element in the list, which is crane. We can also pass the index of an element to the list.pop method so that it returns the item of the given index. So in this case we are trying to remove and get the element at index 1, which is parrot. The list.sort method can be used to sort the list either in ascending or descending order. Let's create a list3 equal to 6, 1, 3, 8 and 5. Let's try to sort this list in ascending order using list.sort method. So by default, if we do not pass any argument, the method will sort the list in ascending order. So if we want to sort the list in descending order, we have to pass an argument reverse equal to true. The list.reverse method is used to reverse the list items. Let's create a list3 equal to 6, 1, 3, 8 and 5 and reverse this list using list.reverse method. So 58316 is the reversed list. Please note that it is simply reversing the list items, not sorting them in descending order. Next we will see len method to get the length or number of items in a list. Let's create a list3 equal to penguin, owl, sparrow and duck. We can find the length of the list by writing length equal to len of list3. So we can see that our list has 4 items. Next, let's see min and max functions to find the minimum or maximum value in a list. Let's create a list3 equal to 5, 8, 3, 1 and 6. To find the largest number in this list, we can write max value equal to max of list3. So we can see that the maximum value is 8 in our list. So similarly, to find the minimum value, min value equal to min of list3 and the minimum value is 1. Next we shall see list.count method to find how many times an item appears in the list. So let's create a list4 equal to a, b, c, a. Let's say we want to find the number of times the letter A appears in the list. So we can find this with count A equal to list4.count of A. So we can see that A appears 3 times in the list. List.clear method to remove all the elements in the list. So let's declare the list4 equal to a, b, c, a, and now if we write list4.clear and check, all the elements will be removed and an empty list remains. So to check if an item exists in the list, so if we need to check if an item exists in the list, one of the way is to use if statement. Let's create a list5 equal to cat, dog and squirrel. So if we need to check if dog exists in our list, we have to write if dog in list5, and if the condition satisfies, we will print list5 has dog. So we can observe that list5 has dog in it. Next we shall look at different ways of indexing the Python list. So let's first create a list. The indexing of list starts from 0. That means if you want first element, you have to pass index as 0. For 5th element, you need to pass index as 4. So let's try to fetch the first element by passing the index as 0. The index needs to be passed in the square braces. So 2 is our first item. To get the last item, you can pass -1 in the index. So 20 is the last item. We can also get last item with this code. Last item equal to list6 of len of list6 -1. So basically len of or length of list6 gives the length of our list. Since indexing starts from 0, to get the last item we need to subtract 1 from the length of our list. So to get the last second item, we can write list 6 of -2. Next, let's look at slicing examples. Slicing basically helps in fetching specific portion of our list. This can be achieved by passing the starting and end index. Let's create our list 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. Let's say we want to get the first 3 elements from the list. To fetch this, we can write list 6 of 0 is to 3. Basically 0 is to 3 will fetch the items with index 0, 1 and 2, which are nothing but values 2, 4 and 6. Please note that it does not fetch item with index 3 even though we have specified 3 in the square basis. Next we will look at slicing with increment or skipping. We can basically pass one more number after end index, which basically skips the next element. In this example, list 6 of 0 is to 5 is to 2, we are fetching elements from index 0 to index 4 but skipping one element in between. So if we pass 2, one element will be skipped. If we pass 3, 2 elements will be skipped. In this example, we can see that after 2, 4 is skipped, 6 is fetched and 8 is skipped. Let's try passing 3 as step number. So we can observe after 2, 4 and 6 is skipped. Slicing in reverse order. So in order to slice the list in reverse order, we need to write -1 as the step number. So list 6 of is to -1. We can see that we are trying to slice all the elements in reverse order. In the next example, we will slice the elements from index 5 to index 0 in reverse order by writing something like list 6 of 5 is to 0 is to -1. And yes, element at index 0 will not be fetched. There is a function called reversed which helps in iterating a list in reverse order. Let's try that out. For I in reversed of list 6, we will print I. Basically we can observe that we are able to iterate the list in reverse order like 20, 18, 16, etc. Let's see some more slicing examples. So list 6 of is to 5. So if we skip the starting index, it will index from it will slice from index 0. So in our example, elements from index 0 to index 4 will be fetched. List 6 of 5 is 2. So if we skip the end index, everything from the starting index to the last index will be fetched. Even last element will be fetched. Next we shall look at slicing assignment or slice assignment. Slice assignment is used to insert or replace items of one list inside another list at any given particular location. Let's say we want to insert the list 10, 20 starting from index 1 of list 6. So we can write list 6 of 1 is to 1 equal to 10, 20. So we can observe that 10, 20 is added starting from index 1. In the next example, we shall replace items at index 1, 2 with values 30 and 40. So we have to write list 6 of 1 is to 3 equal to 30, 40. So we can observe that 10, 20 is replaced with 30 and 40. Next we will remove elements 30 and 40 using slicing assignment. So to do this, we need to simply write list 6 of 1 is to 3 equal to empty list. So the elements at 1 and 2 will be removed here. Next we shall understand how to copy list. Copying of list is somewhat tricky. We shall understand why so. step by step, let's assume we have a simple list a equal to 1, 2, 3. So if we want to make a copy of this list and assign it to another variable b, we can simply write b equal to a. So b also has the same items as a. So this is fine. Now let's try to alter the first element of a by writing a of 0 equal to 20. Now we can see that the values of a has changed to 20, 2, 3. But let's just try to check the value of b. It should still be 1, 2, 3, right? So let's print b. You can see that even b value is 20, 2, 3. But why did this happen? Actually, if you write b equal to a to copy the list a, you're not copying the values of list a to list b. You're basically copying the address of list a to b. So a and b both are pointing to the same list. So we shall look at how to copy the list values. Let's create the list a again, a equal to 1, 2, 3. So in order to copy values of list a to b, we should write b equal to list of a. So even if we change the values of list a now, the values of b will remain same. So but there is one more problem with this approach. Let's try to understand what that is. Let's assume we have a list of lists. Let's create one. A equal to 1, 2, 3 is one list and 4, 5 is another list. A is basically having two lists inside main list. So let's copy this list to b using b equal to list of a. Now let's try to change a value of first inner list by writing a of 0, 0 equal to 25. Now we can see that the value of first inner list in a is changed. Now let's try to print b. We can see that the value of first list in b is also changed. So basically the copy that we made failed if the list has a list of items inside it. To solve this, we need to deep copy the list. So let's see how we can deep copy a list. So let's create our list again, which contains two lists inside it. So a equal to 1, 2, 3 in one list and 4, 5 in the second list. So in order to deep copy a list, we have to import a module called copy. Now let's copy the list a to list b using deep copy. So now let's try changing an element in first inner list of a of 0, 0 equal to 25. Let's print a and b. So we can observe that only a has changed now. Let's understand how to use for loops on lists. Let's create a list a equal to cat, dog, duck and parrot. Basically we can loop through in two ways. Let's see the first one. For I in a, print I. So basically we are looping each item I in the list and simply printing it. The second method is to loop through the index of our list. So we can write for I in range 0, length of a, print index and value. So once you have the index I, you can get the value in that index using a of I. Let's see how to join all the contents in the list into a string. So let's create a list lst equal to we have hello, world, python is awesome. So in order to join each word in this list with a space in between, we can write lst_str equal to, in between the double quotes we need a space, and dot join lst. Let's print our string. So instead of space, let's say you want to join with hyphen in between, we can write lst_str2 equal to in between the double quotes you can specify hyphen and dot join lst. Next, let's see how to convert a list of lists into a flat list. Let's create a list of lists. List of lists equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 in second list, and 7 in one list, and 8, 9 in the final list. So in order to convert it into a flat list, we can use a module called itertools. Let's import itertool and convert our list of lists into a flat list using a flat list equal to list of itertools.chain, and you have to write a star list of lists. So we can see that our list of lists have been converted to a flat list. Next, let's see if list has duplicate elements. Let's create a list lst equal to 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5 and 6, 6, 6. So let's print all the items which are repeating. To do this, we can write I for I in lst if lst.count of I is greater than 1. So basically we are just filtering those items which are repeating, or in other words, meaning their count is more than 1. So if we want to see the unique values, we can convert the list to set using unique equal to set of lst2. So basically set will only contain unique items. So if you need to convert it back to a list, we can simply write unique equal to list of lst2. Next, we shall see how to shift or rotate our list. Let's create a list lst2 equal to 1, 2, 3. So in order to rotate our list, we can do so by importing a module called dq inside collections. So we shall convert our list to dq first. So lst2 equal to dq of lst2. Let's try to rotate our list to the right by writing lst2.rotate 1. So we can observe that the items are rotated to the right by 1. So similarly, for left shift we can write lst.rotate -1. So yeah, we can convert the dq back to list by simply writing lst2 equal to list of lst2.